This is kind of what I'm looking for in a player for us. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Blue Jays Today, where these guys always have something to say about the Blue Jays. I am your host, Nicholas Playlog.
And I am your host, Adam Peddle, and today, guys, we got a question. Is Jose Berrios coming to the Toronto Blue Jays?
Oh.
We're about to talk about that in a second, but before we get into it, guys, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, do all that shenanigans, and as well, guys, this video is brought to you by Manscaped and Monkey Knife Fight. Use code JAYS to get your deals that are going to pop up during this video, and thank you very much for being our sponsors, guys. So, anyways, let's get into it.
Yeah, man, let's just get straight into it, dude. So we're making this video right now, guys, because a couple of you have been sending us some stuff, some trade rumors going on. There's circulating right now that Jose Berrios might be on the market. He might be available, and how the Blue Jays might take a stab at it. So let's just take a look first at how the Minnesota Twins are doing. Is he, in your mind, available here? Like, I personally think so because they are sucking right now.
Yeah, well, they're sucking, and they're honestly, I mean, I could be totally wrong on this. They're one of the oldest teams in baseball. I mean, like, their whole lineup is old. Like, you got Cruz, you got Donaldson, you got Polanco. Like, I mean, is Polanco that old?
Polanco, I believe he is 27. They have a bunch of guys who's like 27, 28, but then like the two guys of Cruz and Donaldson are definitely like staples in that lineup, and they are on the older side.
You know, everyone's kind of on the older, you know. I don't really see any like surging stars. There's a couple, but like really none. So I really think that this window of theirs is starting to close. If this isn't their year, it's a very clear sign that the window is closing and it's time to sell. We all know about that as Jays fans, like when our window was closing in 2017. So I do think that shipping off Berrios is a great option for them because he has a lot of value. But what has Berrios been doing this year? Before we get to just give it a little bit of reminder.
He's doing pretty freaking well right now, guys. Like as of today, he's got an ERA of 3.74. That goes along with a FIP of 3.53, a WHIP of 1.139, and that's over 45.2 innings. He's accumulated 49 strikeouts along the way. Now, I'll be honest, like the expected numbers for him haven't been elite, but I'm going to be taking those with a grain of salt because throughout his career, they haven't been super elite, and he continues to get it done. The FIP has always looked really good, and that's what you want to look at. You know, it's like the FIP and the ERA, they're kind of aligned, so you know what you're getting with this dude. And this is like, he's just been doing this for time, like over the last 3 years, a 3.76 ERA, and that's over 300 innings.
Exactly.
You know, so it's like this is a guy who can eat up innings and give you around that mid-3 ERA. Yeah. Basically making it a winnable ball game.
Yeah, for real. Like, you take it in perspective, like, you know, obviously shortened season last year. We've played about 6 weeks this year. So 300 innings, that is a solid
That's
ball
a lot
player.
of freaking innings, dude.
That is a solid ball player.
In his best season ever, he had just over 200 innings.
Amazing.
You know? And that's, you know, pretty much, that is a very strong rotational guy.
And hey, as of late, I could say, like, you know, 2 weeks ago, I was saying that Blue Jays' biggest need was we need innings. But as of late, getting a little bit better with Ryu going deep, Ray going deep. But we still have two, I wouldn't say confirmed starters in Stripling and Anthony Kay. So getting someone like Berrios can definitely give you innings, but give you reliable starts, right?
Yeah.
So, hey, Jose Berrios, is this an option for the Blue Jays?
I think that the answer is yes. Now, the one problem is here, though, he's still got another year on his deal. So I don't think Minnesota is in any place where they're forced to get rid of him.
Exactly.
But if they're, you know, thinking this team isn't going to work out, we're not working out right now. We are currently tied for the worst win percentage with the Rockies. This is not the sort of company that we want to be part of right now. They might decide to ship him off this year while his value is still super high, knowing that we have an additional year. And I think that that is so perfect for us and for this team because, as you guys know, and as we've been saying, we're not super sure if we want to 1000% sell the farm just on this year.
Right.
But, if we had him for next year, that might help us out a lot because Ray and Matt, we don't know if they're coming back.
Exactly. And put in perspective, guys, like just to give you a perspective of how much value he has this year because he has an additional third arbitration year.
It is a decent amount.
Trevor Story, we talked about in one of our last pods, had a 27 value according to Trade Value Baseball, whereas Berrios has 43.8. So not double, but it's a lot more than 27. So he does warrant a lot. So what does that mean for us? It means that we could do three things. We can ship off a top prospect, which a deal would get it done would be Martin, Pearson, Groshans. Obviously, I don't think Martin and Pearson. It would probably be more like of a realm of Groshans.
Yeah, Groshans has a trade value on that site of roughly 40, so we might have to throw in a little bit of cash,
or something.
Tiny other
tiny
prospect.
Guy.
But
that's it.
Ideally, that might make sense too, especially because somebody like Donaldson, who is a third base primarily, Groshans can hop in and do that.
Yeah, and exactly. And again, Polanco, maybe he's not the future there. Groshans can start there. And then the other two options would be kind of pairing two smaller guys, like we talked in our last podcast, a Jansen or a Moreno or someone like that. You could pair those two.
Yeah.
Or a bunch of small guys like an Arenado deal and then cash.
Yes.
So, what is your thought about giving up Groshans? Because for me personally, I think I am willing to pull the trigger on a 2-year guy.
Yeah, I guess if I'm not willing to do it on this guy, then I don't know who I'd be willing to do it on. This is kind of what I'm looking for in a player for us, a pitcher who I think would make a very solid number 2, number 3 in a rotation.
100%.
A guy that we have control of for not only this year. So if we do want to make that deep playoff run, then we have this guy, but also for next year too, when maybe we can bring some of our other pitching prospects up and not have so much pressure be put on them.
100%. Like as much as this guy's already an established player, and I hate to put the word bridge guy on his resume, he would be a bridge, a solid bridge player
really
for our guys.
And also too, if he does pitch really well with us, this guy's 26 right now. If, for instance, we get him, he plays well this season, he plays well next season, I see no reason as to why potentially we don't sign him back.
Right.
And then when Ryu's contract goes,
Ryu will have 1 year after that.
Maybe that's the goodbye of Ryu sort of thing. But now we have this guy coming in, and he's our big guy. So
exactly.
This guy's 1000% got upside, and we do have him locked down for some time if we were to get this deal done. So I think that if we had to get rid of Groshans, I could come to terms with that. Yep. I would be okay with
100%. I mean, let's be honest, guys. Everyone knows the clog in the infield.
Yes.
Groshans, I actually, unless he plays third base, I don't see him being in that middle part of the infield. So
and when you have a guy like Martin there who's so versatile, who he's definitely gonna need to play somewhere. Groshans just feels like, and I guess there's negative connotation to this, but the odd man out.
Yeah, and you have Orelvis Martinez that's also there in the wings. It's we can afford to give up a guy, move a bit of assets around to get a good starting pitcher into this lineup now.
Yes, this is somebody, guys, who I am very excited about, and I really hope that we can pull the trigger. This is definitely somebody to keep an eye on as the days get closer to the trade deadline. Let us know what you think in the comments down below about Jose Berrios, what you think an ideal trade for this pitcher would be. Do you even want him? I want to know your thoughts. And if we have any Minnesota Twins fans in there, is this the time to ship him off?
Yeah, let us know, guys. Again, you can check us out on Google Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor, Breaker, Radio Public, and as well, guys, you can check us out on our Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, all that stuff. It's all in the description down below. What am I saying? Go there now. Look, go down there right now. Look away. Go. Click. And if you go down there, you can also see that you can become a Patreon as well. $3 a month.
$3 a month, baby.
And you can become on our show.
Call me on my phone.
It's literally tomorrow.
It's tomorrow.
We're having our wine on wine. We're getting a little drunk. We're celebrating. We have 2K subscribers.
Yeah.
So, hey.
For real. So, everybody, thank you very much for that. This is our first podcast since we got 2K. Thank you for every single one of you who have stuck with us, for the OGs, for the new fans, for the Patreons, for everyone who's made a comment comment, for everyone who's dropped a like, for everyone who has clicked on this stuff. It really means a lot. So thank you so much.
It gives us motivation, and our bar, we've mentioned a couple times in some podcasts, but we have this bar graph.
Yeah.
It has gotten 2 times bigger in the last 3 months. So thank you very much for making that happen. Let's go to 3K.
Hell to the yes.
Next goal. Next goal.
Yes.
And thank you guys so much for watching.
And go Jays, go.